Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. We are in space. I just wanted to show something that founder SC asked me basically to do. In an older video, I got the message that someone wants to build drones that fly around a ship. And that's one thing I wanted to do for basically ages. And I wanted to test how that might work out and how this could come to be. And I thought of something and I used the digester to test that. It's nothing really special, but we can at least take a look at it. I did that in a live stream on Saturday. The live stream is on the channel if you want to see that. Still, with this construction, there's still one problem that maybe doing it with small blocks might solve. But you can see that I have set up a drone that follows the ship, and it is set up, yeah, with a leader and follower script. I use that to control my fleet, and one thing I did with it is that I have put the controlling antenna and the controlling remote control and the programmable block. I've put that on a rotor on a subgrid, and we can just start this up and just have it do a bit of a spin, and you can see that the drone now rotates around the ship. It was remarkably easy to do that, but I wanted to test that. I didn't do that while I was playing around with the script anyways, so it's it's just a thing I wanted to show how that works. So maybe if someone is interested, you could use that. The idea would be to put it inside of the ship and maybe put it on a small grid. With a rotor you could do that. That follow script should work with that too. And then you could have a drone that, okay, it changes position, so it's not following it perfectly. So if you have a symmetric drone, that might be nicer to have than because it will constantly flip upside down and all this stuff. But you can see that the drone rotates around the ship. So my Sequest DSV idea of having drones that fly around the ship might be possible in the future. So, but I want to stop that again. It's just here for a bit of a thing. So let me wait until it comes around a bit again so I can then stop that. I'm so happy that this works, and it's, by the way, it's not something for the 1st of April. I thought about, don't know, doing some pranking, but no, I'm not good at this, and this is not what my series is about. I don't want to prank my people. That's not good. Yeah, I hope you stayed safe from stuff like that. The live stream was really nice. We did some work around the base and we did some color work. I finished this ship and yeah, then gave it some color. People made suggestions and I asked, and someone said make a checkerboard pattern, and so I made a checkerboard pattern on this ship. And then the red and the green, it fit well, and so this will be the ship from now on. I really like it. I gave it some guns. It still has the shields, so why not put some guns on it as an all-round ship that can do a lot of work with transporting stuff. Why not have it also shoot some stuff. Position lights on here. Again, I use them in Starmade a lot, and I think we should re-implement them here in Space Engineers too. But now we'll go back to the planet. Most of the work happened there. Oh yeah, I brought in the retractable landing gear mod. So we have these landing gears on here. This is just visual, so they are not like the small retractable landing gears, where it really is something that comes out of the hull. This is just a visual effect. If you turn it on, it comes out. If you turn it off, it comes back in. And otherwise, the whole hitbox and all that stuff is still here where the feet end up. Good. Let me go back to the planet. And then we take a look at what I've done there. I got back onto one of the ideas. Yeah, the truck idea. Something with a trailer and a tractor still irks me. And I wanted to go into that again. So that's a bit of a spoiler for you. So we will take a look at that in a bit. This is what I built. I have now again in small grid another tractor with a trailer, and this time I went with a merge block. It's easier to attach them in my opinion than to use rotor blocks or rotors for that. It would be possible to do the whole thing with a rotor, so disconnect that and then drive away, but with a merge block it's easier. And here I don't really need connections to the front, so these are in the end separate things, just connected with a merge block. The rotors are advanced rotors, so I could use them, but I decided again against that. They are just here because the small rotors are just small. And I went in and have on top of here I have two. The whole thing is a bit clangy, but at the moment it behaves really well. So we can just sit down, turn off the brakes, and then drive away with the trailer. It behaves really well, I have to say. And this will be the truck, the transport we will use for all the ore transport from the mining rig. I told you that I thought about it, and that I said I would use rovers on the base, or rovers for Mars, and so I thought maybe I should comply with my own rules here and not use the cargo drones to bring this stuff out. One thing I need to do is I need to have a way to unload this whole thing, and that's something we will deal with today. 1WSX10 made the suggestion to maybe use MArmOS again to bring in the small rover. It would make sense. I'm scared, and so I will use it for this instead of hauling in the small rover. I'm not sure if I told you that, but the small rover behaves a lot better, and I'm really happy with it now. I've did some other work. You can see that I've brought in a new pillar here and made some connections with these stairs, and on top here you can see the red stuff. That will be in the end what we will use to get all the stuff out. I have now a connector to connect these two up to the base, and you can see that I have done some work on the other version that was not built completely because the whole thing here was left out. I could use this now to transport materials too from this rover to maybe back to the base. We will have to see how that works out. This thing is definitely just set up for ores and not for anything else. I've changed this one and got rid of the torsion springs in the front. Now I have to set up these wheels that they sit a bit higher, and it's it's all work around here. I'm really happy with working on Mars, because for some reason I really entered into a complete building frenzy. I can only say that again. So what we need is a control station. We will need some maybe a remote control, a programmable block. Come on, don't do that to me. A programmable block, and then maybe a camera, some pistons. Okay, I shouldn't have got rid of this, but piston, maybe some conveyors again. I shouldn't have thrown them out. And normal blocks. Get rid of this. Back in, and I said remote control. And again, maybe a camera later. So this will be the piston setup we will use. It's just here. I just made this to get a bit of a grip on how high this needs to sit to be able to maybe deal with all the stuff we have here, because we have this thing here. This also could use a connector to empty it out once in a while. This is the six-wheeled tank I used to bring in unknown signals, and this one could also use a connector to get emptied out. I think this will be used more too. I kind of changed this to have a bit more of a stable car. This thing with torsion springs, it's a bit iffy. Okay, I have a connector down here, so these two rovers back there, the Badger Mole and the transport thing there, they can connect up here too. So this will be basically the don't know, refueling and emptying out station here. The inspiration was Red Rocket from Fallout. They had these arms on the top that got used to refuel or empty out the cooling fluid from the fusion powered cars, and that's the thing we can do here too. We also talked about in the live stream talked about the fluid battery. I might want to really bring that in and use that here. The fluid battery is a mod by Dummy08. That's the guy that made the built-in repair system. And he has this, I talked about that once already. The fluid battery, where you basically can change out the charged material in the battery, and it's then like fueling a car or something like that. And I really think we should use that too. Okay, do we have this round, and then also need a connector? A connector. And the thing is, we need, when this works, we need to set this also up for the mining rig. Something like that, where we can drive this truck to, empty it out, and then, or not empty it out, make it so that we can put ores from the mining rig back into it. And here I deliberately went with bigger conveyor connections, so that we could also bring in materials if that is ever needed. So I'm confident this whole thing will work out. Let me grab a camera. I want to have a camera on here so I can see better what is happening below me. Good, this, and then we need a programmable block somewhere up here. I think I will just put it into the pillar. I will need to read up on MRMOS, so it will not be a thing where I go in and now just write that in and everything works. That sadly will not happen. I will have to read up on that again. I will do that in the meantime, but I want to at least finish this today, and maybe if we still have time, then we will go in and finish it on the mining rig 2 or something like that. Maybe we could go on the mining rig with something different. I had a bit of a different idea because the mining rig has this, the tendency to not stand completely level, so that might connecting things up a bit more problematic. So I might have to get around some things there. Good. Let me read up on MRMOS, and then I will be back with hopefully a thing that we can use to get a connection here, and maybe have a bit of a flexible connection. That's the main thing. I want to have something flexible so we can empty out this thing and the recon rover and all that. That was surprisingly easy. It's the only thing I needed to set up was the pistons. It's just done in this way. So the first piston is the Z axis, the Z axis, so I can steer that with my up and down keys. And the other one is the X axis, that's back and forth, not back and forth, forward and backwards. That's what I wanted to say. It's set up in a way where when I go into the camera, I immediately can see the whole thing. I might even be able to get rid of the remote control. So I can go down. Let's go a bit up. I can't go to the sides, that's okay. So there needs to be a bit of a position for the whole thing, but I can see from the camera that now I could connect it. I can now connect it. I can disconnect it and just retract the whole thing, bring that back up and bring it back down. That works. That was remarkably easy. So with this way, I hope it doesn't explode and it doesn't just turn upside down and destroys everything that we have here. So I'm happy with that. I kind of want to color code, not color code it, but the red that we had was remarkably good. So we'll use that as here as well. So good thing. Now we can connect this up. That's relatively easy. And now we can go to the mining rig and see what we can do there. Maybe we drive this thing over there, and then we can also let it drill. I moved the position, and then I hope it's as easy there as it is here. We may be able to use another ARMOS configuration, but we will see how that works out. Good. Let me drive over there, and then I will have to do a bit of a change to the steering angle. It's a bit aggressive when it comes to that, but it works really nice. Good. See us there. Let us drive around to the other side. I went in and braking with this thing is a bit dangerous. It is not good for emergency brakes, because then the front side starts to brake like crazy and the back side just rolls up on it. Maybe I need to put in whips control module there for wheels on subgrids, so that I can control it there too. So we might want to have it, yeah, somewhere here. I thought that we maybe want to go and do some work with with the dangly connector. I'm not sure if that would work out, but what I see is that this whole thing needs to go a bit up. So there's the connection down here. You can see that from here. There's a connector down here, so we can directly connect it up to the cargo system. And I think I will bring it up a bit. So maybe let me mark that out in red again. Do maybe here. Maybe we can. I'm not sure. The thing with the dangly connector would be that we use that thing with some rotors on here, because I cannot guarantee that this thing always completely stands level. It doesn't do it at the moment too. And then it would be nicer to have a connector that kind of swings into a bit of a level position. On the other hand, the thing that parks next to it seems to be at least level with this thing then. So maybe we can just get away with doing it the same way as we have done now on the station. So maybe we should just test that and try out if that works. Let me remove the blocks. Then we start it again. Okay, so it is 2 blocks over. And so we can just maybe... Here we need to be a bit more careful. Otherwise, this whole thing... No! Exactly what I didn't want to have happen. Happened now. Ah, I removed the 1 block that held the whole thing together. Okay, that's good. I will just remove that from here. Was there any damage done? No. Good. Okay. Let us go back in. We need some connections to here. That corner, yes. This corner. Set up the right way. And this around. Straight. Maybe with connector here. Not a connector. Yeah. A conveyor here. And then we just go with some conveyors. Maybe that's a bit nicer to see. 2. So we bring in a corner here and then put a piston on. Did I? No. Still have piston and corner. Here we will go with a corner. Oh, come on. Then another piston here. If that doesn't work again, and it is not as easy to connect that up, then I will test the dangly version of it. The dangly connector version. So I will go with another conveyor junction here. Then a connector. Let's place. Let us place a programmable block here. We bring it down here. Just to here. And then a connector. The good thing here is that we here just work for this truck. We don't work for any other crazy things we could put in. So I'm pretty sure it is in. Now the question is, can we get away with just putting down a camera here? Let us test that. Or if we need the remote control. Okay, I will bring in the materials. I need how do I do that? A control station. What we need to do? Bring it just here on the open deck, I would say. Now I need to produce the materials, and we can already set up the program, I would say. Good, the program is okay, display motor computers. This is the thing. If you don't use the 2 computers at least, rotor or a motor, and I think a display. So I think this thing should be done first before it starts to do other things. Okay, I have that stuff in my inventory. Let us set this up. We go to, I always say MARM OS, and I think it's meant to be MARM OS. I don't know. I don't know. So if you want to work with that, you just use the easy things here. So you just copy this line, the new piston name, piston axis, and then you can just go in here, put one line here, put one line here, change out this and say arm 1, arm 2, and then we change this up top, is the Z then, and this is absolutely enough. I just want to copy out one thing that we then need, and that is from the variables somewhere. There is the name for, this is the name for the cockpit that we use. Check code, and okay, and then it already runs. And now what we need to do is get the necessary materials for everything. Okay, I will fix that up and then we continue. The cockpit is now named ARM controller. We can take a look at that. It's just so that the ARM knows from where it will be controlled. Okay, here we go in and just say ARM 1, piston arm 1, and this will be piston arm 2, so that the script knows what it is supposed to control. Now let us see if it is okay with that. If that is enough. Piston arm 2 1. Okay, that's wrong. Oh, now it should the right way. Or did we? Oh, that's wrong. So now, come on, come on. Let me know if that works. successful. It hopefully should work. I'm not sure why it doesn't tell me anything right now. So the ARM controller is set up. Let us see. Camera. Ooh, we can immediately use it. We could even bring in a bit of a side piston, so we wouldn't have to park this thing completely correct. But I have to say, this works really, really nice. We could put a marking on here to see maybe the same thing I did with everything else. I have put on most of the rovers now. I have put in a camera that I can view, so it shows me where I need to park. Let me show you that. See that? I have just a, oh no, for this camera it doesn't work so well. Oh no. Okay, here it doesn't work so well. On the other side it works really, on the other position it works really well. So, but here we can live with that. If we have to repark a bit, that's okay. Now we can just connect this, and now we can fill materials into this truck. And then if we don't want to do that anymore, we can just disconnect. Maybe what I will do is I will name everything correctly on here, so that I know which container is which. And then I can bring back some stuff. Let me do that quick, and then we will bring back some stuff. One thing I didn't see is how well the truck deals with weight. Okay, we will set up the mining drill and let that run. There's a new version of the script that 00 Fund made for me. It would be possible now to, and that's amazing, to just run the whole thing with just 2 buttons basically. So if I press this button, it starts to rotate, it starts to drill, it starts to bring the pistons down with certain speeds, and the same on the way back. So I could bring that back in, turn that off, turn the drills off and all that stuff. One thing I have to say with that is that I usually want to have the pistons running and the thing spinning when it pulls back, because it sometimes can happen that something snags and then there's force exerted on everything. So I have to test that out. But for people that really want to have the stuff and have control over all these things, great, because I can just have it that on the way back it stays turned on, and then I can turn that off with the buttons. So four button control is just great for this thing. Okay, let us bring the whole thing down. I'm sitting on cobalt as far as I know, and I want to drill that out. So what amount of ore and all that stuff do we have anyways, or material? So we have some nickel, we have some iron, we have some silicon. I will leave some stuff back here so that I don't run out of materials. But most of the other stuff from the refinery I could just put into the truck and haul that back, I would say. Good. Nice, really nice. I will do that. Good, let us connect that up. This thing can just run. We will now use the script, and the good thing is we can do everything basically from here. So take a look at that, bring it down. Ah, the whole truck moved again. Maybe. I'm thinking if it would be good to just bring in another piston and do the whole thing. The problem is I would need to move the whole thing over, or I would need to park the truck a lot better. Let me just, at the moment, I will just move the truck back for a bit and lock that place then. This version. It could be that it moves as soon as I disconnect or something like that. So, again. Down. Bring that in. Works. Inventory. So, I want to go into the truck inventory. These should be at one point the large cargo containers. Here are the large cargo containers. And here I can just grab everything from the refineries and bring that back home. A bit of iron, a bit of nickel, silicon. I have silver and gold on board, and I think I will put through 11,000 silver, and then magnesium I have back at the station. I think I need this. Scrap to the bit of magnesium. It is okay. Cobalt will be in a second. Some silicon. More silicon. Ooh, silicon. We have a lot of silicon because of the stone, and we will also bring back a bit of gravel. Having gravel is not the worst. Okay, nickel. Ooh, there's more stuff. 1 million units of. Whoa. Okay, this is a lot of iron that we can bring back here. More nickel. More magnesium. Like this. And everything stays. Everything else stays here. There's more gravel. Yeah, I need a way to get rid of the gravel. That would be good. Everything else. Okay. Again, this can be just processed here. The thing is just standing here anyways, so. Good. Ice, maybe bring back 150,000, so I have a bit of ice still here. Rest can stay. Okay, now everything's coming through. Get rid of that. Bring that back in. Yeah, see the whole thing starts to move as soon as I let go of it. That was really nice. That works better than I thought. Yeah, again, the only thing that I might want to do is have maybe add one more piston. Go over a bit with that, then add a piston up here, and have maybe a way so that I can also move left and right a bit, then connect that up. So I just have a little bit of wiggle room, and I don't need to park perfectly. I could do that for the other station as well, I think. We will see. But for the other station, I have good markings, and that should work. Here it is a bit more complicated, again, because that thing doesn't always stand in the correct way. Okay, the drilling. It picked up iron and the cobalt down there. Good, let us drive back and unload the whole thing, I would say. Okay, now the trailer has its brakes turned on. That is something I cannot really deal with. Is the handbrake for the turn? Doesn't seem to be that way, or? Although there is no indication of that. The only thing I might be able to do, always because I turn on the parking brake, that does stuff. Let me do. Do I have the materials for that? I'm missing one motor. It goes into territory where I didn't want it to be. That's not nice. So... oh no! Oh no! Physics start to act up. That could be the reason. That could also be the reason. Or I need to maybe put some strength on the wheels. Aha. Ha ha ha! That's nice. I need to do that for all the wheels. The the weight is too much. The weight is too much. So let us go to the front wheels. No, that's reactors. Wheels. Front wheels 2 and just some strength. Yeah, with weight in them, the whole thing gets problematic then. Good, let us see how it now behaves. We need a bit more friction on the wheels, but it rolls, so... what is that? Is that the... that is still the wheels acting up. Let me solve that. That was a lot wilder ride than I anticipated. There's the tractor. Here is the trailer. Because it was physics glitching out again. And then I... yeah, ooh, okay, that's not enough. I thought I could stop it with that, but the wheels, with the weight on the wheels, it works. They work on their own. It's amazing. Before it would always slump over. I disconnected them because the tractor was wedged underneath the whole thing, and then this thing just took off and sped away. I think it was the remote control taking over. I'm not sure. That was not a good idea to put that thing on there. It is definitely not brakes. It was just physics completely running wild. Let us connect the two together again, and then we hopefully can just bring the whole containers back home without the remote control. Maybe the remote control tried to counteract certain things that were happening. And I forgot to record it, but it was like a train heist, or the Fast and the Furious. I basically jumped onto the trailer and rode down the hill with it. Wild! Really wild. Okay, let us turn this back on. We get the pistons down. Then hopefully it is able to just reconnect. Come on. Come on. Ah, okay, that's something I didn't anticipate. That's something I didn't anticipate. That we run into that problem. Control. And then we maybe stick out. Oh, the rotor displacement is already at max. What can I do here? Yeah, we can maybe bring up the wheels here. Wheels. Height offset. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's just not enough. That doesn't work as well. Oh, no. No, it worked. Let us hopefully drive off with this thing now. And yeah, there might be a problem that when this thing is locked down to a grid that is connected with... Oh no. Oh no. Okay, the front machine on the front seems to be not heavy enough. I have put some mass blocks on it, but I might have to put some in the back. The wheels in the back are the same height as the wheels in the front. It's just heavy. It's just a heavy thing. So let us bring the wheels in the back a bit down. So maybe we get a better grip on the... And again, friction. The front wheels need friction. The back wheels might not need them. But it works. Good. I will drive back and then come back to you. The whole episode is running long again. This whole operation took around 45 minutes. Because this is unbearable with weight in it. That doesn't work. I came in and I brought stuff for mass blocks and then that stuff and gyros. It doesn't work. The whole front side is so is not heavy enough. So this thing pushes it forward. I could solve that with maybe using the whips control strip to be able to control the back wheels with the front wheels, because then I would have the back wheels brake when the back wheels are supposed to brake, and the back wheels also push with the front wheels. That might solve the problem. Otherwise, I can only think of, putting more mass blocks on here so that the whole thing here is a lot heavier, because if you brake, the thing goes up. I had to get rid of the one rotor because this thing spazzed out and it's not nice. It's just not nice. That needs revision, I would say. But first we will empty the whole thing out. That might make my day to see that this then at least works. Okay, go up. Need to pull that back so I can see the neck door. And then connect this up. Oh man, this was not nice. This was not a nice thing. More experimentation. One thing that is happening is that if these need strength, so they don't sink into the ground, and then the whole weight is on the back of the thing. So this thing gets pulled up. So it pulls on the whole truck here. What I might do is also add some mass blocks to somewhere here, so that this thing doesn't get pulled up so much. So the weight is more on this part of the contraption. It leads the whole this thing pulling up leads to me not being able to really steer and bringing enough traction to the ground to pull the whole thing. That's problematic. that needs to be solved. But that's a lot of working with settings, and we will not do that here. Good people. Yeah, thanks for watching, I would say. I will end the episode here. This, again, took longer than I really thought it would. And yeah, I hope you like the work I've done here. This whole thing, again, it still needs work and some figuring out, but I will do that. I might just grab some stone, fill it, and see how it behaves. And I need to get this thing out of the way. They're just standing in the way here. This needs to go. To repair this thing, by the way, too. So, yeah, if you like this episode, then please leave a like on it. That is much appreciated. And that, again, today was a whole lot of work you didn't see. And yeah, that's always nice if videos like that then get some likes. Also helps the channel. Good people. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.